فاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين مبير الظالمين رحمة للعالمين بالقاسم محمد. وعلى أهل البيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، ولعن الله أعداءهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل السافلين. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Alhamdulillah, our discussion has reached day number 9. And yesterday was a small gap in terms of our topic. However, we continue from today until the end. We've been talking about, since day 1, this concept of creating an Islamic lifestyle in the West, attempting to live Islam and not just be Muslims. And we've discussed many different topics so far, everything from recognizing our enemy to willpower and self-discipline, the concept of waiting for our Imam and emulating our Prophet. And today I want to introduce yet another dimension to this topic, which might span across 2 days. However, tomorrow being the 10th of Ramadan, I want to make sure that tomorrow being the Wafat of Bibi Khadija, alayhi salam, I want to make sure that we dedicate tomorrow evening to this great lady and give her proper respect. And then Tuesday, inshallah, we resume our topic. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Anytime that you begin a goal of yours or you set a plan of yours, you do so with the end in mind, as they say. So you begin with the end in mind. What is your goal? Where do you want to end up? What is the conclusion of all this mehnat and zahamat and effort? And that leads me to a discussion today about the afterlife and about death in itself. And I'll do my best not to make it a very gloomy and a very dark discussion, because once death comes about, we kind of cringe up and we become uncomfortable and we start swallowing hard and we think, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But we'll do our best to present death in such a way where, as the Ahl Bayt have said, it is sweeter than honey, inshallah. So I want you to imagine for a moment, and this is a picture I painted for all of you last year, and I want to repeat that same story today. I want you to picture this young individual running in the woods, being chased by a lion. He's running for his life. He's extremely scared. He knows that if the lion catches up to him, he'll get him. So he runs. He runs as fast as he can. In the distance, he sees a well with a metal hook on it and a rope tied to the metal hook going halfway down the well. He sees that well as his salvation. So he runs as fast as he could. He jumps inside the well. He holds on to the rope and begins to sway back and forth, back and forth. And he thinks, yes, I got away from the lion. The lion is perched up on top of the well but can't go down. And so he thinks for a moment, you know what? If I wait here long enough, the lion will get tired and will run away. I'll climb up and I'll be safe. He looks down and he sees a huge alligator with his mouth wide open. He looks up, he sees the lion perched there on top of the well, He looks down, he sees the mouth of an alligator waiting for him to fall into it. Again, he thinks if I wait long enough, both of them will get bored and will go away eventually. The moment he thinks this, he hears the sound of gnawing, of ever so slowly chewing on the rope. He looks up, he sees a black mouse and a white mouse eating at the rope ever so slowly. Now again, picture this for a moment. He's hanging on the rope for his dear life. There's a lion on top of the well, perched there waiting for him. There's an alligator with his mouth wide open underneath him. There's two mice, a black one and a white one, eating at the rope, and he's hanging on to the rope for dear life. The question I have is, what would you do if you were him? And if I told you that we were all in that exact same position right now, what would you tell me? Because the story goes on to tell us that in this condition, in this state, stuck to the side of the well is fresh honey. And if you've ever seen fresh honey, it has a very khas smell, a very specific smell to it. And this smell attracts this young man, and he thinks, you know what, I'm very tired, I'm very hungry as well. So in this condition, he swings himself towards the honey and begins eating the honey. You would think he's crazy. You would think that, listen, look around you. You have a lion on top of your head, an alligator behind you. The mice are about to eat this rope away. Forget the honey for a moment and focus on your own salvation. The story says that you and I are in that exact spot right now as we speak, where the lion is death, the alligator is our grave, the rope is life, the black mouse is night, and the white mouse is day. Time. And this honey that he's so stuck on is this dunya. So I want you to imagine this picture for a moment. And the same way you would think that this person was crazy to go after the honey is the same way that we believe a person who sells his akhirat out for his dunya is also crazy. Keeping that in mind, this discussion on death and the afterlife has many dimensions to it. I mentioned this a few days ago, that on one hand we had this idea that Mawla Ali is saying zikr al-maut, zikr al-maut, zikr al-maut, remember death, remember death, remember death. On this side our mom is saying, oh, Khuda na kare, don't even mention death in the house. So these two parallels are extremely different. We have to look at this idea of what is our understanding of death and how much knowledge do we have of death. The first natural discussion is, why does one fear death? In all of our aqaid books, when we discuss Qiyamah and the day of resurrection, the first discussion is always fear of death. Four main reasons, and we'll move on to something else. First of all, fear of the unknown. Man, human beings, fear what they don't know. The example I'll give you is, let's say you are at a park with your family, and in the park, as you know, there's forests and there's trees and there's woods and there's, you know, all these areas where there's no light, and you have these paths that go inside the woods, etc. You're playing with your family, you've been there all day, the sun begins to set, and now it's nighttime at the park. You're packing up your stuff and you're ready to go home. Your son says to you, Baba, Baba, I forgot my ball, it's inside the woods. Can you go get it for me? And you think, you look at the woods, it's really dark in there, and there's lots of trees in there, and you know, it's nighttime, there's no lights, and you think, you know what, beta, just leave the ball alone. You have 3 or 4 balls at home, it's okay, just leave it. Says, Baba, no, that's my favorite ball, I want the ball, please get me the ball. You know what, beta, I'll buy you 3 or 4 balls just like that. Just don't make me go inside those woods and get that ball for you. Why? Because we have no idea what's inside those woods. It's unknown to us. We have no idea what's going to come peeking out of one tree. So fear of the unknown is just like that. We have no idea what's going to happen to us in our grave. We have some riwayat, some ahadith that tell us what's going to transpire, but nobody up until now has gone through that process and then come back and said, oh, by the way, this is what you're about to go through, unfortunately. And so the fear of the unknown is the first fear we have of death. We have no idea